Welcome to another edition of the Sports Vlog. As we're here tonight for a rivalry game between the Fuquay Bengals and your Middle Creek Mustangs, as it is always a great matchup when Fuquay comes to town. Both teams always get up for it, especially the fans. As you can see, both sides are packed. So, and Fuquay comes into this game with a 5-1 record, being ranked number 11 in the News and Observer rankings, while Middle Creek comes in 4-2. Ranked number 9 in the News and Observer rankings, with neither team playing a conference game yet in the new conference that contains Middle Creek, Fuquay, Garner, Holly Springs, Apex, and Apex Friendship, as this will be both teams' first conference game. So just a little more added stake here with the rivalry game. Not only would the winner beat the rival, they will start off conference play 1-0, which is never a bad thing. As now you hear the siren go, meaning the Mustangs are about to come out of the tunnel. As you can see, Coach Harris coming out. As the Mustangs traditionally always come out, and there's a good amount of alumni here tonight, as we're going to have the state championship ceremony for the last year's lacrosse state championships. So they're going to get their rings at halftime. So we got a good amount of alumni, along with an oldie, usually good fan base. So this should be a great game. So I was able to catch up with Coach Ragland before the game, and he talked about how both teams are usually pretty good, and they're both young, and so it's kind of like a make or break game in that sense. And they kind of like both teams that kind of want to make their mark in a sense. And so we talked, and I also asked him about how the last game, how they were down kind of late in the third quarter, 20-0 to a winless Wakefield team, and asked him did he think that was going to help his team, help the Mustangs going forward. And he said they did, and he did, as they show that they can battle back from adversity and play good football when they need to. And he said it helped them prepare this week in practice as they prepare differently. And also I talked to him about what were the keys to the game, and he kind of talked about how you need to they need to win a turnover battle, which is kind of like something he tells me most games, as you never want to lose a turnover battle because you don't want to give the other team extra possessions. And they also talked about the defense needs to get off the field on third down, and the offense needs to convert third down. So they also talked about everybody on the defense needs to swarm to the ball to stop Tyrus Jones, Fuquay's best player, to prevent him from running downhill, as he has over 900 yards on the ground and 9 touchdowns and just under 80 yards receiving, and Fuquay's only receiving touchdown as the year, as Fuquay tends to kind of run a triple option set with Tyrus Townshed being the lead back for Fuquay. And so I personally think the keys for Fuquay is they gotta establish the run and control the tempo of the game, because if you're gonna let Middle Creek control the tempo, then that's not good, because they're going to be up and down the field real quick if you let them control the tempo. And also you want to establish the run, because you want to run the clock. You want to tire out Middle Creek's defense, and then have your defense force the offense into free and out situations or punt situations. And I think for Middle Creek the key is you got to stop Fuquay. You got to stop the Fuquay run game and then get on the board early and often, because if you stop the Fuquay run game and you keep piling up the score, then Fuquay's going to have to resort to the pass, as the run would be too time-consuming for them to make a comeback. And as Fuquay, their two main quarterbacks on the year, Chris Canada has passed for 208 yards and a touchdown, while also throwing 3 picks, and Parker Morrison has 129 passing yards and no touchdowns and 1 interception. So Fuquay's passing numbers aren't great this year, so if Middle Creek can force Fuquay to have to throw the ball, it would favor Middle Creek heavily. But that's why you play the game, as it's said so often. So, as I kind of mentioned earlier, I think the key player for to watch for and Fuquay also needs to prevent Ely from scrambling out of the pocket, as he's not necessarily your fastest running quarterback as like a Lamar Jackson, but he's hard to take down, and he can, as he showed against Panther Creek, he can extend the run and run for a touchdown. He's very football savvy so he'll know like when he's down or not. As Panther Creek wasn't paying, he caught Panther Creek sleeping in that regard. And also, I think Middle Creek secondary needs to not be caught sleeping, because if they kind of get in the mindset Fuquay is not going to pass the ball, and all of a sudden Fuquay drops back to pass, the receivers are going to be wide open, especially Kyle Mott, the Bengals' leading wide receiver with 197 receiving yards on the year. I think Fuquay's defense needs to limit the explosive plays in the passing game by Brandon Wilson, Jordan Mitchell, and Rasheed Martin, as Middle Creek rushes out of their little banner that they rush out of every game. And I expect both these teams are going to be fired up for this game. As obviously I mentioned earlier, it's a rivalry game, and Middle Creek's coming off a bye week, so they didn't play last week. So Middle Creek probably has a little bit of a extra little bit urge to play, as Fuquay played last Thursday and beat Harnett Central 26-14. So, but I expect this is going to be I expect this game to be a little chippy and kind of hard hitting, as both these teams are eager to get a win, and both these teams are probably the best two teams in the new South Wake Conference. So, the only time will tell. I think Middle Creek will prevail in a run-heavy, clock-consuming game. As we get ready, as Middle Creek will kick off first, so Middle Creek will get the ball to come out of the second half, meaning Fuquay will start on offense. So we'll get our first look at the Bengal offense and first look at the Mustang defense. As Hunter Holmes is on to kick it off for the Mustangs. And Fuquay has not sent out their players yet as the clock kicks 0, Fuquay has not sent out their players to receive, so I will let you know who those players are momentarily. As back deep for the Bengals, it's Tyrus Townsend, their key player on the offensive end, and looks like in number 5, Tyrese Davis, who's another key player in the run game, who has he's not necessarily a key player in the run game, but he's kind of one of those complementary backs to Townsend, along with David Honeycutt, who has 444 rushing yards on the year with 3 rushing touchdowns, and along with Isaac Morgan with 254 rushing yards and 4 rushing TDs. So, getting ready to set this game off, and you can tell the Middle Creek sideline is ready to go. They locked arms and swaying back and forth. They are ready to go. And we are off. And this kick is going to go out of bounds, so Fuquay is going to have great starting field position to start this game, start their first offensive drive. Kind of not what you want to see on the first play. Not what you want to see on the first play of the game, but you can deal, especially. And I think a big thing going from Middle Creek here is, since, as I mentioned earlier, Fuquay likes to run a lot. Middle Creek the D line has been good this year. So, I think this game's really going to come down to who wins the battle of the trenches: the Fuquay offensive line or the Middle Creek defensive line. Who wins the battle of the trenches? As the handoff is to Townsend. Actually, yes, it was off to David Honeycutt, as he picks up about 5 on the first down run. He's going to pick up 4, so he's going to have a 2nd and 6 from the Fuquay 39-yard line. As quarterback is Chris Canada, so he came back from the sideline to get the play. As split out to his right is Kyle Mott, the Bengals' leading receiver on the year. And handoff is to Honeycutt again, and Honeycutt is going to lose yards. Tackled there by Joey Maya. Tackled by Joey Maya, probably Middle Creek's best player on the defensive line so far this year. As he's been killing it this year on the defensive line with with 3 sacks, 68 total tackles, 5 for loss, and 2 blocked field goals. So he's truly been a disruption in the offensive backfield this year. As the handoff goes to Townsend, as he bounces off a couple of tackles, and he's going to pick And he's going to pick up the first down after bouncing off a couple of tackles. So that's going to be about a pickup of 10 to the Fuquay, to the Middle Creek 45-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Bengals from Middle Creek's 45-yard line. Decent opening drive here. Kind of as good job there for Fuquay of converting on 3rd down. Kind of not what Randy Ragland wanting to see, as he wanted the defense get off the field on 3rd down. His handoff is to Honeycutt again, and Honeycutt's going to be tackled after about a gain of 3. So he's going to be about a gain of 4. A gain of 3, and he's tackled by Joey Maya again. So that's going to be that's going to bring up 2nd and 7 from the Middle Creek 42-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the 42-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Mott out to the right. Hand off to Honeycutt again. Honeycutt bounces to the outside, and he's going to be tackled after about a gain of 4. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 2 from the Middle Creek 36-yard line. They need to get to the 35-yard line for a 1st down. They need to get to the 35 for a 1st down. Ball on 37. Big 3rd down here as Middle Creek looks to get off the field, and I would expect in this kind of game, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bengals did not convert it, especially if it's close yardage. I would expect the Bengals to go for it, as they have 2 receivers to his right, and his handoff's going to be to Honeycutt again, and he's going to have enough for the 1st down. So that's going to be a pickup of about 10 to the Middle Creek. And that's going to be a pickup of about 10 to the Middle Creek 28-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the Middle Creek 28. So far, good opening drive here. Fuquay's so far, the story has been for Fuquay is 2 long runs on 3rd down, and Middle Creek's not been able to get off the field. As the handoff goes to Townshend, Townshend stops and then has a quick hesitation, then jumps, and then is able to pick up about 2 as he waited to see if a hole developed, see if his receivers on the outside could make holes for him, but was not able to, as the linebacking core led by Connor Tryansky, the senior, was there to corral him for only a 2-yard gain. Interesting that Canada keeps going to the sideline to get the play call. That might become interesting if Fuquay's pressed for time later in the game. His handoff goes, no. Canada's going to keep it. Oh, and a missed tackle there. Missed tackle there by number 1, Rasheed Martin. Don't see that often. And that's going to be enough for a 1st down. So the ball's going to get to the Middle Creek 16-yard line. So that's going to make a 1st and 10 from the Middle Creek 16 with 8 minutes to go. With 8:01 to go in the first quarter. So far a 4-minute drive. So far a 4-minute drive plus drive for Fuquay on their opening drive. That's pretty good. As handoff to Honeycutt, and he's going to push up, and he's going to get about a gain of about 5 to the Middle Creek 11-yard line. So that's going to make up 2nd and about 6 from the Middle Creek 11-yard line. 2nd and 5 officially. 7:30 to go in the first quarter. So yeah, Middle Creek's defense seems to be on its heels here, stopping the run. Interesting, because I'd expect Middle Creek to have more men in the box. As a cornerback told me today, they were just going to play man covers the whole night for the most part. And that's handoff to Honeycutt, and he's tripped up after about a gain of 4. So they're going to spot him at the 8-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and about 1 from the 8-yard line. Correction, 3rd and 2 from the 8-yard line. 3rd and 2 from the 8-yard line. As Fuquay's now enter the red zone. Needs to get to the Middle Creek 6-yard line for a 1st down. Handoff goes to Honeycutt, and he's just stuffed right behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. And that's going to be tackled by Jamonte Highsmith there. another one of the key players on the Middle Creek defensive line. So that's going to bring up 4th down. Huge 3rd down stop here for Middle Creek. And Fuquay is not going to attempt the field goal as they're going to go for it, as the refs are indicating a reset of the play clock. So Fuquay is going to have a fresh 25 seconds on the play clock with a 6-minute plus drive for the opening possession. As the handoff's going to go to Honeycutt. No, Canada's going to keep it, and he's going to pitch it to, I believe, he's going to pitch it to number 15, Isaac Morgan, who just got leveled over there by Rasheed Martin, and it is going to be enough for a 1st down. So Fuquay is going to have first and goal to go from the Middle Creek 4-yard line. So Fuquay needs 4 yards to get a touchdown to go up early in this game. As Fuquay doesn't appear, as Canada comes back from the sideline after getting the play call. So they come back. Fuquay winds up. They keep sending Isaac Morgan in motion, but he kind of went off the field after getting leveled there. Handoff's going to go to Honeycutt, and that's going to be enough for. Are the rest going to give him a touchdown? Or nope, they're going to spot him at the 1-yard line. So that's going to be a 3-yard pickup there for Honeycutt. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the Middle Creek 1-yard line with 5:06 to go in the first quarter. 7-minute drive. 7-minute drive here for Fuquay. So lines up, and they send Townshend in motion, and Canada's going to keep it up the middle for a touchdown. So that's going to make the score 6-0 Fuquay, pending the extra point with 4:43 left in the first quarter, and Middle Creek's offense has still not touched the field yet. As that was a 7-minute plus, about a 7-minute and that was a 7-minute, 17-second drive there to open the game. As Fuquay, it's a Fuquay kicker, number 60. That's number. Trying to see the number here as number 82. Kyle Mott on to attempt the extra point. The leading receiver. I'd be aware of a fake here. And the kick's gonna be up and good. So that's gonna make the score 7-0 Fuquay with 4:43 left in the first quarter. So yeah, Fuquay just manhandled Middle Creek's defense there on the first drive. I wouldn't go necessarily as far as manhandle, but Middle Creek's defensive line could not stop the Bengals there on that drive, and Fuquay didn't even drop back the pass. I think towards the end of the drive, the big plays they got in Middle Creek was Canada keeping it, as he had one keeper for a touchdown, one keeper that he pitched it over to Morgan for a first down to extend the drive, and another one earlier on 3rd down to get the 1st down. So, as Fuquay gets ready to kick it off, as Brandon Wilson and Rasheed Martin are back deep for the Mustangs. Back deep for Middle Creek. It's back deep for Middle Creek. As number 25 for Fuquay. Is that 25? And I do not have a 25 on my Fuquay roster, so I'm going to refer to him as number 25. Is going to kick it off for Fuquay, and Middle Creek needs to be aware of an onside kick here, as that appears to be how he's lining up, as he talks to number 28, CJ Sales, who's 6'3", and I think number 25 is less than 5'10", so height difference here. Middle Creek needs to be aware of an onside kick, and Fuquay just kicks it short. It's going to be fielded by Rasheed Martin. So it's going to be Rasheed Martin for he gets about 6 on the return to. So Middle Creek will start at its own 36-yard line. So we'll see what the Middle Creek defense can do, as Jordan Mitchell, Harrison Ryder and DeAndre Jones will split out to Ely's left. Quick screen to Jordan Mitchell as he's taken down. By number 3, Hunter Simo, and number 2, DJ McClain for Fuquay. And that's going to be a gain of about 2. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the, no correction, that's going to be a gain of 1. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 from the Middle Creek 37-yard line. As Ely gets the play call. Ely drops back, quick screen over to his right to Jones. Jones makes a couple Bengals miss, and he's going to be spotted right at the 46-yard line. So he's going to be, and they're going to give him a first down. So that's going to be, nope. Yes, they're going to give him a first down here. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the Middle Creek 46-yard line. From the 36-yard line, trailing 7-0. Good job there. So far, Middle Creek's done 2 quick screens to the outside, 1 to Jones and 1 to Jordan Mitchell. As Jones is to Ely's left. Ely the handoffs to Jones. Jones cuts it back up into the middle, and he's going to be swallowed up after a gain of 1 to the 47-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the Middle Creek 47-yard line. So, interesting here. Interesting that Middle Creek wants to run against this Fuquay defensive line. I don't know much about the defensive line or the secondary, but I would surprise Ely has not stepped back to pass yet to challenge the secondary, especially with the mismatch. Ely takes it, quarterback draw up the middle, and he just levels a dude. He levels 2 dudes. It takes DJ McCain and David Honeycutt and to bring him down, and he just ran over. Number 73, Promise Harris, who was one of Fuquay's better players on the defensive line. Which, as I mentioned earlier, you got to keep Ely in the pocket because he run people over. 2 receivers to his right and left. Jones to his left. Quick stream over to Jordan Mitchell. Jordan Mitchell has a couple blocks, and he's going to have a pickup of about, looks like, 10 to the Fuquay. It's going to be pick up of 10 to the middle to the Fuquay 32-yard line. No, correction, 34-yard line. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 from the Fuquay 34. Middle Creek trailing 7-0. 2 minutes 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. As Ely steps back, fakes. And decides to draw up, tries to run it up the middle, and he gets about a gain. He gets a gain of looks like 2 to the Fuquay 32-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8 from the Fuquay 32-yard line. 32-yard line. With 2 minutes to go, with just over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Motions Ryder to his right. Ely looks, doesn't want to do the quick drop off. He scrambles, and we're gonna have 2 flags thrown. I believe it's gonna be holding on number 53. I believe it's Nazir Jones. No, Brandon Smith. It's gonna be holding. I believe it's number 53, Brandon Smith. So that's gonna push Middle Creek back 10 yards. So that's gonna make up a 2nd and 18 from the Bengal 42-yard line. 42-yard line, so. But no, they just pushed Middle Creek all the way back to midfield. So I guess it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so it must have been back at the, holding must have occurred back at the 40. So Middle Creek's going to have a 2nd and, it's going to have a 2nd and 20 from 25 from the, it's going to have a 2nd and 25 from the 50 or from the right from midfield. So I would expect Ely to step back and drop. I would be interesting to see if Middle Creek goes vertical route here. As Ely just, nope. He fakes the handoff to Jones, and a quick screen over to Jordan Mitchell, who drops the pass. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long, 3rd and 25 from midfield. So huge third down here for Middle Creek. You don't want to give Fuquay back the ball this quick. Ely's Ely steps back. Fuquay student section is loud. Ely fakes the 9 seconds on the play clock. Ely gets a new play call. Motions. Ely steps back, and we're going to have a timeout by Fuquay. So with Fuquay leading 7-0 with 1:50 to go in the first quarter, we'll be right back with the sports block. Welcome back to the sports blog as we're back after a quick Fuquay timeout as Ely steps back, drops back the pass, looks, scrambles out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked by number 73, Promise Harris. So that's gonna Middle Creek, that's gonna bring up a 4th and 30 from the Middle Creek 45-yard line. So Middle Creek's gonna have about no choice but to punt here. So Machine Martin comes on the punt. The big stop there for the Bengals. Interesting, Ely didn't throw the ball downfield on that drive. Interesting, I guess he didn't like the coverage downfield. As number 5, Tyrese Davis is back deep to receive the ball for Fuquay. Back deep to receive the ball for Fuquay. Rasheed Martin on for the punt. Quick punt, low punt. And this is going to roll to the, looks like the 10-yard line. They're going to spot it right at the, looks like they're going to spot it at the 12-yard line. So Fuquay is going to start its second offensive possession at the 12-yard line. About 18 yards deeper than about 18 yards closer to their own end zone than they started their last drive. So we'll see what the Middle Creek defense can do, if Middle Creek defense can force Fuquay into a punt or a turnover situation. With 56.5 seconds to go in the first quarter. As the handoff goes to, I believe, Honeycutt again. Honeycutt so far been the workhorse back so far. He's been the workhorse back so far, so he's going to pick up about 1. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the Fuquay, I believe, 13-yard line. Okay. So this is going to be Fuquay's going to have one more play of this quarter. Mosenson. And the handoff's going to go to Townshend, who's going to cut back and pick up a first down. So that's going to bring it. He's going to pick up about 10 to the middle. He's going to pick up about 10 to the Fuquay 22-yard line. No, correction, about 12 to the Middle Creek 24. As Fuquay's going to try to run another play. As I believe they're going to call, they're going to call encroachment instead of the end of the quarter. So Fuquay is going to have one more play in the first quarter so we're going to have an untimed down here, I believe. No, correction. They're going to call it end of the first quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, Middle Creek leads 7-0. We'll be right back with the sports block. Welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back for the start of the second quarter with Fuquay leading 7-0 over Middle Creek, as Fuquay has a 1st and 10 from its own 29-yard line. No, correction, own 24-yard line, correction. Not 29. This is Mustangs getting loud. It's Creek Crazies are getting loud. As the handoff's going to go to Honeycutt again, and Honeycutt's going to run into one of his own blockers and going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1. So they're going to spot him for a loss of 1. So they're going to spot him. They're going to spot him for a loss of 1 at the Fuquay 23-yard line. 2nd and 10. Correction. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 from the Bengal 24. As Fuquay lines up in its classic power I formation. And the handoff goes to Townshed, who's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Right at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was tackled by number 12, by Darnell Jones. So it's going to be his first tackle of the night. And they're going to say he got 1 yard. So that's going to bring it. So this is going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for the Bengals. Their longest third down of the night so far. Like I say, Middle Creek needs to keep being aware of because Fuquay will drop back to pass at some point during this game. And this will be a good opportunity for them to drop back to pass. But no, the handoff goes to Honeycutt. And the handoff goes to Honeycutt, and he's going to be tackled after about a gain of 2. So that's going to bring up 4th and about 5 from the Bengal 30. And the tackle there was by Joey Maya. Dude-all player on the defensive line for Middle Creek. So good job here by Middle Creek of, after giving up a first down, of getting off the field, bearing a penalty. That's high snap, and it's almost blocked. And they're going to call roughing the kicker on Middle Creek. They're going to call roughing the kicker on Middle Creek. And they're going to call a block in the back on Middle Creek also. So Fuquay is going to have a first down here, I believe. So we're going to have I believe kicker I'm fairly going to have kicker interference here. So this, either way, this is going to be a first down for Fuquay. Is this going to be, either way, it's going to be a first down here for Fuquay. To me, that personally looked like a little bit of a questionable call, as the ball had just left the foot of the punter, of Kyle Mott, of the punter, right as the receiver went in. It's going to be on Middle Creek. Asking head coach Jeff Hall what they're going to want the decision to be. So they're gonna take the rougher the kicker penalty. They're gonna have roughing the kicker on Middle Creek. So that's gonna be a 15-yard penalty on Middle Creek. So that's going to be a Fuquay a first down all the way at the Middle Creek, at the Fuquay 45-yard. Nope, at the Fuquay looks like 44-yard line. So Fuquay's going to have a 1st and 10 from its own 44. Tough break there for Middle Creek after getting off the field, and then a penalty gives Fuquay a first down. As the handoff goes to Honeycutt, as looks like Canada tried to pull it out at the last second, but so they kind of messed up that play a little bit. But Honeycutt was still able to pick up about 2 yards there to the middle, 3 yards there to the Middle Creek, to the Fuquay 47. So it's bring up 2nd and 7. Fuquay needs to get to the Middle Creek 46 for a first down. All right. Middle Creek's needs to get off the field because they don't want to go down 14-0 here. Even 10-0, they don't want to go down. as the handoff's going to be the Townshend, and he's just going to be tackled right back at the line of scrimmage as we're going to have a flag on the far side of the field. We're going to have a flag on the far side of the field. I'm going to take we're going to have an illegal shift on the offense. Illegal shift on the Bengals, and Middle Creek is going to accept that. So instead of being third down, it's going to be second and about 12. It's going to be about second and 12 here. About second and 12 here from the with 9 minutes to go in the half. 9 minutes to go in the half. Number 10, as Billy Mays and Isaac Morgan spread out to the right, as Morgan went in pressure, as Mays and Rasheed Martin are getting into it a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a little bit of a chippy game, as it is a rivalry game, and Honeycutt was able to get to the back to the Fuquay 46. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 for the Fuquay 46. So big. So huge third down here for Middle Creek. It's going to be huge. This is a huge third down in the game right here. Granted, it's only the first half, but it's still a huge third down. As he drops back to pass, as Canada drops back to pass, and he overthrows his intended receiver, Tyrus Townshend, the top probably offensive player for Fuquay. And as I mentioned, Fuquay was going to drop back at some point, and they dropped back on the 3rd and long, as I mentioned they might do earlier. So Middle Creek's defense was not caught sleeping on that play, even though both the receivers had a little bit of a step on the Middle Creek DBs. But so we'll see if Middle Creek can get off the field here. As let's see, and so this is the punt's going to be down at the 25-yard line. Going to be down at the 25-yard line. So Middle Creek's going to start its second offensive possession at its own 25 with 7:54 left in the first quarter. So let's see what the Middle Creek offense can do here. I would be interesting to see if Middle Creek decides to challenge the middle of the field here for Fuquay, as Ely really hasn't thrown a far pass, hasn't really thrown anything but a screen pass here. As the handoff goes to Jones, and he's going to lose. Looks like he's going to lose 2 yards on the play. Looks like he's going to lose a yard. So that's going to bring up second and about. Nope, he's going to say they got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be 2nd and 10. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bengals. Oh, no, they're going to say he lost 2 yards. You can say he lost 2 yards. So that's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs, not Bengals, correction. And so 7:43 left. Middle Creek has a free reset. Rasheed Martin comes on for a Harrison Ryder. As Middle Creek has a 2 receiver set to both Ely's side. Jones to his right. 5 offensive linemen. Fuquay looks to rush free. Handoff goes to Rasheed Martin. Jet sweep to Rasheed Martin. He has a couple blockers. Down the sideline. He's going to be tackled out of bounds by number 4, and David Honeycutt at the 40 Middle Creek 45-yard line. As I said, he stepped out at the 45, not the 35. So Middle Creek looks to go fast here. As Fuquay is only playing 3 on the defensive line. 2 linebackers. 2 backs, 2 deep safety look. As this pass is going to be complete to Harrison Ryder for a first down. As for a first down to the Middle Creek 33-yard line. So that's going to make it 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line for Middle Creek. Middle Creek. Ely steps back. Oh, he loses the ball, and he just jumps on it. Good play there for Ely of not trying. as much as you don't want, as much as that was not necessarily a good play, losing the ball there, like just losing it in his throwing motion, I think that was a good play by Ely, not trying to pick it up and do anything more of it and risk a fumble. Just jump on it and keep the ball. And I'm sure that's what the offensive coaches are saying. They'll take a 2nd and 15 instead of Fuquay having the ball. So 2nd and 15 from the Middle Creek 40. Ely steps back, quick screen pass to Jones, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage by number 2, DJ McLean. So that's going to be about a loss of, it's going to be a loss of 2 to the, loss of 3 to the Middle Creek 43-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 17 from the Middle Creek 43-yard line. As Fuquay student section is getting really hyped right now. Ely steps back, rolls to his right, fires deep, and just out of the reach for his intended target, Jordan Mitchell. Just out of the reach of Jordan Mitchell. And Middle Creek appears to be going for it here. Middle Creek appears to be going for it. Nope. They're going to send the punt team on after a little bit of debate. So Rasheed Martin on to punt for the Mustangs. Tyrus Townsend is back deep for Fuquay. So Townsend back deep for the Bengals. Rasheed Martin to punt it for the Mustangs. And the punt gets off just before the Fuquay rushers can get there. As this ball is going to roll all the way down to the 1-yard line. All the way down to the 1-yard line. What a punt and what a coverage by number 25. Hunter Weinberger getting down there and marking it down at the 1-yard line. So Fuquay, if they want to score, they're going to have to go 99 yards. What a punt away from Townshend. As you probably just heard that public address announcer, lacrosse team needs to go, as they're telling the lacrosse team to go to the scoreboard area because at halftime they will be receiving the rings for their state championship last year. You can go back and watch that game on sportsblock.com. As Fuquay looks, Fuquay is going to run the ball here, even from their own goal line. They send Townshend in motion. Canada looks, one, and we're going to have a timeout by Fuquay. So if Fuquay is going to call a timeout, so with 5:55 left in the second quarter, Fuquay leads 7-0. We'll be right back with the sports block.
The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, 1010 Auto Repair, to join us tonight as your Middle Creek Mustangs take on the Fuquay Bengals. Thank you, Jerry and Elsie, for supporting our Mustang athletes. 1010 Auto Service is an Apex family-owned. The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, Fritz Orthodontics, to join us tonight. We thank you, Dr. Kristen Fritz, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustang athletes. At Fritz Orthodontics, we create smiles for the entire family.
And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after a Fuquay timeout with 5:55 left in the first half. Fuquay leads 7-0. As handoff goes to, and this is going to be and they're going to say that he made it back to, he made it to the 1-yard line. So that's going to be second and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 1-yard line. I believe that was David Honeycutt again for the for the Bengals. As he has some new substitutions on for Fuquay. As Canada's still in. A safety here would be huge for Middle Creek. Get 2 points, get the ball back, and potentially score to make it a 9-7 game. That would be huge. As Canada steps back to pass, and we're going to have 2 flags on the play. Rasheed Martin in coverage. Intended receiver was Lane Rhodes, backup quarterback. And we're going to have pass interference on Middle Creek, so that's going to give Fuquay a first down. That's going to give Fuquay a first down, so they're going to have Fuquay's going to have a first down at the 16-yard line. So, and that penalty is going to be called on Rasheed Martin with 5:08 left in the second quarter. Coach Harris doesn't even get that. And we're going to have a timeout by Middle Creek. So with 5:08 remaining in the first half, Middle Creek Fuquay leads 7-0. We'll be right back with a sports block. Welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after a Middle Creek timeout with 5:08 remaining in the first half. Fuquay leads 7-0. Middle Creek coaching staff was not happy about that pass interference call. As Fuquay has now dropped back the pass 2 times and it's run all the other times. And that's now the second drive in a row that Middle Creek has given Fuquay a penalty. Has given Fuquay a first down with a penalty. So handoff's going to go to Honeycutt, and he's going to be tackled at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be tackled right behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 1 to bring up 2nd and 11 from the 15-yard line, from the 14-yard line. So, 2nd and 11 from the Fuquay 14, 4:42 to go in this first half. As a handoff goes to Townshend, off to the right side, and there's going to be a flag called. And Townshend just leaps over, leaps over Darnell Jones, just hurdled him. You don't see that much in high school football. So that's going to be a holding on Fuquay, so that's going to back him up 10 yards. So that's going to back him up from the 14 to the 4-yard line. From the 14 to the 4-yard line. So, with Fuquay will now have a 2nd and 21 from its own 4-yard line. As the rest are still kind of making a decision on. So it'll be 2nd and 11 from the 4-yard line. From the 2nd and 4-yard line. 4-yard line. So with 4:19 left, Fuquay has a 2nd and 22 from the from its own 4-yard line. This is a big moment in this game. As Canada drops back to pass, and it's deflected. In coverage was number 12, Darnell Jones. Intended receiver was Tyrese Davis. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 22. 3rd and 22. So with 4:10 remaining in the first half, Fuquay has a 3rd and 22 from its own 4-yard line, leading Middle Creek 7-0. As Fuquay looks to be taking its time here. Kyle Mott out to Canada's left, or right. Yeah, no, left. As this is going to be a safety. Oh, they're going to call him at the they're going to call him down at the 1-yard line. So that's going to be a 4th. So that's going to make a 4th and 25 from the 1-yard line. The fans here think that should have been a safety, and it looks like a safety to me. Yeah, safety to me. So, yard line. So now the Bengals will have to punt. So Kyle Mott will now have to punt from the basically the back of his own end zone. If I'm Middle Creek, I send everybody here. Everybody. I sent everybody here. So we're going to have a timeout by Fuquay. So with 3:18 left in the first half, Fuquay leads 7-0. We'll be right back on the sports block. Back to the sports block as we're back as Fuquay has a 4th and 25 from its own 1. They're going to have to punt from the back of their end zone. Kyle Mott, as he somehow gets it off, but this is going to be a very short punt. As it's going to be down at the Fuquay 37-yard line. So Middle Creek's going to have great starting field position to start its 3rd drive. As the last 2 drives started in decent field position, but ended got into Fuquay territory and then ended in Middle Creek territory after penalties and loss of yards. So we'll see if Middle Creek can get a touchdown here and tie the game up. As the handoff goes to Jones. Jones is going to be tackled by number 17, Deanne Gaddy. Oh, and so Middle Creek leads this series all-time 11-5, and Middle Creek's going for its 10th straight win in this series. So, and Fuquay's trying to break the curse and end the streak. Fuquay's last win was 2010 in the series. As Ely steps back, looks, scrambles to his left. This takes it up the field, and he's going to pick up 1 yard to the Middle Creek. No, he's going to pick up about 2 yards to the Fuquay 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up about a 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line. Correction, 3rd and 8 from the 25-yard line. Ely steps back, just takes it right up the middle, and he's going to be tackled short of the first down. He's going to be tackled about a yard short of the first down. So that's going to bring up 4th down. So that's going to bring up 4th and 1 from the Fuquay 28-yard line. From the Fuquay 28-yard line. So with 1:32 to go in the first half. As a handoff goes to Jones to the right side. As he just and there's going to be a flag thrown here. I believe it's going to be a face mask on It's going to be a face mask on Fuquay. Face mask here. Face mask on Fuquay. Number 5. It's going to be on number, well, it appears it was going to be on number 5. Tyrese Davis. As he pulled, as he put his hand up into the face mask of DeAndre Jones. 21. Correction, the face mask was on number 21, Jamil Heyman. Ely steps back, toss to the right to Jones. Jones down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled out of bounds at the 11-yard line. So this is going to bring up. So this is going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Of course, they're going to say it's 2nd and 1 from the 11-yard line. From the 11-yard line. With 1:04 to go in the first half. And so, that's going to be a first down. So that's going to give Middle Creek a 1st and 10 from the Fuquay 11. So as we approach halftime, stay tuned as we will have a ceremony for the lacrosse and championship and cheerleading teams to get the rings. As Ely takes it up the middle, and he's going to be tackled after a gain of 6 to the 5. Down, he's going to be down at the, and there's going to be a flag thrown in the end zone. I believe on the end zone. So it's going to be, let's see. As I mentioned earlier, at halftime we'll have the last year's cheerleading team and last year's lacrosse team will have a sideline warning on Fuquay. So that's going to move the ball. That's going to move the ball up to the 2-yard line. So Middle Creek's going to have a 1st and now Jep Hall is the rest are talking to head coach Fuquay Varina head coach Jep Hall about the call. So as I was saying, last year's cheerleading team and last year's men's lacrosse team will get their state championship rings at halftime. So stay tuned for that. And I also believe right at the end of this half or at the beginning of the second half, we will have a sideline report. So stay tuned for that. So, all right, so 56.2 seconds to go in the first half. Middle Creek has a 2nd and 1 from the Fuquay 3-yard line. Second yard. So Middle Creek has a great opportunity here to get a touchdown. Watch a QB draw up the middle by Andrew Ely here. As his handoff goes to the right to Brandon Wilson, and Brandon Wilson's going to be tackled right at the half. So we're going to have a quick timeout by Middle Creek. So with 42.8 seconds to go in the first half, Fuquay leads 7-0. We'll be right back with the sports block. After a quick Middle Creek timeout with 42.8 seconds to go in the first half, Middle Creek has a 3rd and 2 on the Fuquay 4. Middle Creek needs to take advantage of this opportunity. Middle Creek needs a score here. As Ely takes it up the middle, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. So that's going to make the score 7-6 Fuquay, pending the extra point. The offense finally breaks through. And that's even bigger than potentially tying up the score, because Middle Creek does get the ball to start the second half. So Middle Creek right now has the momentum going into halftime, and they get the ball to start the second half. So if Middle Creek can start the second half after just scoring now, that could be a huge shift in this game. As the kick is up by Kirkland, is up, and it's good. So that's going to make the score 7-7 with 39.1 seconds to go in the first half. So Middle Creek finally breaks through on a 4-yard QB draw by quarterback Andrew Ely. So it took them about the most of the first half to get there, but they got there, and the defense has looked much better after that first drive. They couldn't really seem to stop Fuquay, so they held Fuquay to 1 touchdown, which was the first drive of the game. So as we get ready for as Middle Creek gets ready to kick it off, Hunter Holmes gets ready to kick it off. As you can probably see right below down in the track, last year's men's lacrosse team is here to receive its rings from its state championship, first lacrosse men's in school history. So stay tuned for that. So 39.1 seconds to go. Hunter Holmes is going to kick it off to Townshed, and he's going to kick it off to Townshed, and the kick is off, and it's going to be fielded by Townshed. Yeah, it's going to be fielded by Townshed, and he's going to be taken down at the 24-yard line at the Fuquay 24-yard line with 31.6 seconds to go in the first half. I suspect Fuquay isn't going. It'll be interesting to see what Fuquay does here, as they have no timeouts and they are a run-first team. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here with 31.6 seconds to go in the first half. See if they want to try to get another score, or if they're going to be content to go into half tied at 7. As J.C. Epp is talking to Coach Hall on the sideline. As Fuquay appears to be going to run one of its normal plays here. Handoff to Townshed. And he's going to be tackled for a loss of 1. That's going up second down. The clock is just going to run. The clock can go to halftime before Fuquay runs another play. So it appears that Fuquay will not run no. And it doesn't appear Fuquay is going to run another play. So at the end of the first half, Middle Creek and Fuquay are tied at 7. We'll be right back with the Sports Block. And welcome back to Sports Block, as we're going to toss it down to Caitlin for a quick sideline report.
Thanks, Adam. We had a rough start, but what a great way to end the first half. We're tied at 7-7, and while our defense was off game and our offense was underperforming, it seems like this might be a good turnaround for the game. The coaches have been talking to the players, so I'm sure things will come up from here. And I think that our team's just going to keep going up and up. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Caitlin. So we're going to toss it over to the state championship ceremony, ring ceremony for last year's men's lacrosse team and cheerleading team.
McKenna Marcotte. Jordan Martinez. Kayla Milham. Kate Papalachek. Amaya Sullivan. Hannah Souter. And our coaches, Beth Maldonado, Tanisha Young, and Allison Shores. Give a big round of applause for our state champion cheerleaders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our swimming state champion, Julia Poole. In the winter of 2016-17, Julia won her third state championship in swimming, making her the first female and second person in school history to win 3 state championships. Julia is now swimming at NC State. Congratulations, Julia.
If you're ever having difficulties and you want to trade back, just give me a heads up. It's too much.
Now we'd like to introduce our NCHS AA 4A men's lacrosse state champions. Going into undefeated to the SWAC and staying undefeated to the playoffs. Number 13, David Baird. Number 2, Dylan Bryan. Number 9, Jake Caputo. Number 22, Owen Caputo. Number 99, Charlie Detzer. Number 17, Daniel Edmond. Number 18, Johnny Floyd. Number 23, Owen Harrison. Number 33, Jay Hooker. Number 32, Ben Ivey. Number 98, Daniel Jackson. Number 15, Maddie Kaminsky. Number 24, Jonathan Kelly. Number 14, AJ King. Number 20, Josh Pitts. Number 29, Ben Lever. Number 26, Luke McDonald. Number 1, Jared Medwar. Number 3, Jack Mulhaney. Number 11, Garrett Patrick. Number 12, Tanner Patrick. Number 5, Keith Phillips. Number 28, Jackson Papalachek. Number 16, Nate Post. Number 6, Harrison Ryder. Number 19, Seth Rogers. Number 8, Brand Schwartz. Number 30, Lance Skelton. Number 7, Jimmy Slate. Number 21, JJ Talentino. Number 10, Tommy Weir. Number 27, Thomas Wilson. Number 4, Drew Young. Number 31, Chase Young. Our managers, Carolyn Pagan, Jade Hendricks, Addison Mello, and Bailey Russell. Our coaches, head coach Nick Collada, assistant coaches Chris Cote, Matt Bubbleton, Bryce Harrison, Fred Steinhauer, Sam Adler, Nick Floor, and Paul Sheehan. Ladies and gentlemen, your lacrosse state champions.
Sorry, I just took over too again.
Welcome to tonight's performance of the Mill Creek High School Marching Band, under the direction of Andrew Rice. Tonight we will perform the parts of our last two movements of our competitive show entitled Wonderland. Our program tells the story of Alice Wonderland. Our drum majors are Christina Shivers, Kylie Del Greco, Anna Gray. The band captains are Nick Kerpak, Morgan Topol, Juan Banda, and Brendan Coffey. And our color guard captains are Elise Mahon and Wendy Slavinsky.
Hey Petty, I'm taking over too. I'm Alex, I'm too. I didn't know it was on. Why did you tell me I was not? The camera was on. Why did you tell me it was on? Let me make it next time. It was already on. I didn't know it was. You said that I thought it was
Drum major, is your band ready? You may take the field in performance. After tonight's football game, the Middle Creek Marching Band will be performing their full show. Please stay and support the band. The Marching Band is hosting the 3rd annual Mustang Classic.
Back to the 50-yard line. Oh, wow. They spotted him at the, they're going to spot the ball at the, right between the 47 and 48-yard line. That's going up 4th and about, going up 4th and 8 from the 48-yard line. From Middle Creek's 48-yard line as Kyle Mott is on to attempt the punt. And the kick is up and it is good. Well, I mean, correct, I don't know. Kick is up and it's going to be down at the 10-yard line. Excuse me there. I thought 5-yard line at the 7. So, now Middle Creek will start at its own 10-yard line for its second offensive possession of this half with 7:57 to go in the third quarter. And Ely handoff is to Rasheed Martin. Rasheed Martin bounces to the outside, breaks through attack, is brought down by number 5, Tyrese Davis at the Middle Creek 14-yard line. So gain of 10 there. Oh, correction, to about the 10-yard. Oh, correction, it was brought down to the 20-yard line, so that's going to be a gain of 10 on that jet sweep play. So it's going to Middle Creek's going to have a 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And handoff goes to Jordan Mitchell, Brandon Wilson, who breaks out of one tackle and is brought down for a loss of about. He's brought down for a loss of about a loss of, I believe, 2. That's gonna no correction, loss of looks like. Oh no, correction. It looks like a loss of about 4. That's gonna bring up 2nd and 14 from the Middle Creek. My Middle Creek 16-yard line. As Ely steps back, looks, scrambles to his right, looks downfield, fires downfield, and it's intercepted by number 4, David Honeycutt for Fuquay. There is a flag on the play. That's going to be, I believe that's going to be I believe that's going to be a personal foul on Middle Creek, as there was a tackle after the play was over. So, that was a bad throw by Ely there. Personal foul on Middle Creek, so that's going to give Fuquay 15 more yards. So Fuquay's going to start their second drive of the quarter on the 15-yard line of Middle Creek. A great starting field position for Fuquay. Ely's not happy with himself. And so, as this game's really getting, both fans are definitely into it, as they've all been all night, but definitely more so now, as Tyrese Townshend takes it up to the right for a first down. So that's going to bring up first and goal from the Middle Creek 4-yard line. So Fuquay needs 4 yards to tie up this game. As the handoff goes to Honeycutt. No, they're just going to be stuffed. Half handoff to Honeycutt, half kept by Canada, and it's just going to be swallowed at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up second and goal. They're going to give him a yard. So let's bring up second and goal from the 3-yard line. So he needs 3 yards to get. So then Fuquay needs 3 yards to get a touchdown. So here's a good touchdown. Big moment in this game here. Fuquay can take back the momentum here with a touchdown. If Middle Creek can stop Fuquay, Middle Creek will have so much momentum. As Morgan goes in motion, and handoff is to Honeycutt, and Honeycutt, no correction, keeper by Canada, and he is just swallowed right at the line of scrimmage. I think he lost a yard, so that's going to bring up third and goal from the 4-yard line. So he's going to make third and goal from the 4-yard line. As Fuquay stacking the line of scrimmage, so is Middle Creek. Watch the matchup. And Fuquay is going to score a touchdown. The handoff was to Honeycutt. Honeycutt scores for the second time tonight to make the score 14-13, Middle Creek, pending the extra point. As Kyle Mott is on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So that makes the score 14-14 with 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. So we got a good game here, folks. As you can loudly hear the Fuquay student section over there. So that play was that drive was all set up by an Andrew Ely interception when he was scrambling as he was trying to get it to Jordan Mitchell. Well, it was intercepted by David Honeycutt, who actually was the one that scored a touchdown. So, and it was also set up as Jordan Mitchell tackled the David Honeycutt after Honeycutt was already down. So that gave Fuquay 15 more yards. So they started on the Middle Creek 15 instead of the Middle Creek 30. So that gave Fuquay 15 extra yards. And remember, Fuquay had a 7+ minute drive in the had about a 7 and about a 7 minute and 15 second just under a 7.5 minute drive for his first drive to open the game. Remember that. So far, Fuquay is winning the turnover battle, which is not what Randy Lagren would want. As number 25, as the kick is up, and it is a short kick. Interesting. Oh, and it was fielded by, I believe, Brandon Wilson, who returns it to the Middle Creek 42-yard line. So, no, correction, 41. So Middle Creek's going to start at its own 41-yard line with 5:19 to go in the third quarter, tied at 14. So, let's see. Interesting here, Middle Creek, except for that one big play to set up with the kind of toss back, handoff to Jones. What I was getting at is Middle Creek hasn't really run any vertical routes tonight, which I find a little interesting, but Fuquay does have a time in the secondary, as we do have an injury timeout on the play, so with the score tied at 14-14, with 5:10 to go in the third quarter, you're watching the Sports Park. We'll be right back. And welcome back to the Sports Block as we're back after an injury timeout, as Promise Harris was down on the play for Fuquay. Injury, never want to see an injured player. As Ely steps back, he spins out of pressure. He spins out of pressure, and he just throws it away. Great job there for Ely of just scrambling out of just escaping pressure. I believe the pressure there was by number 44. Matthew Hernandez, the middle linebacker for Fuquay. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for Middle Creek from its own 42-yard line. Correction, it's going to be from the, 3rd and 10. There we go. Big third down here. Fuquay has all the momentum right now. As Ely steps back, scrambles, and he's going to be taken down after about a gain of 3. So that's going to bring up fourth down for Middle Creek. So the punt team comes on. Rasheed Martin on to attempt to punt. On to punt. As Tyrese Davis is back deep for Fuquay. Middle Creek's defense, this next drive for both Middle Creek's defense and Fuquay's offense is big. And the punt is off, and it's going to be, it's rolling. Hunter Weinberg running to get in front of it again, and it's going to be down at the, looks like, 9-yard line. So, I'm going to tell you about, the Middle Creek Stampede Club would like to thank all of our corporate sponsors for supporting the Middle Creek High School student athletes. As appears that we have a penalty, illegal shift on Middle Creek, so Middle Creek's going to have to repunt. Fuquay's going to get better field position out of this, most likely. The Stampede Club is proud to announce our newest Colt sponsor, Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts with Dick's Sporting Goods. Thank you for supporting the Middle Creek Athletics. As now Middle Creek, instead of punting from the 45 from its own 45 will now punt from its own 40-yard line. Tyrese Davis still back to receive for Fuquay. As high snap, and the punt is off. It's going to be kind of a short punt right over the Bengal bench. That was probably one of Rashid's worst punts he's had. Okay. They're going to spot him at the 44-yard line. So, our thoroughbred sponsor of the night. So I'm going to tell you about our thoroughbred sponsors of the night. The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, 1010 Auto Repair, to join us tonight as your Middle Creek's Mustangs take on the Fuquay Bengals. Thank you to Jerry and Elise for supporting our Mustang athletes. 1010 Auto Service in Apex is a family-owned and operated auto repair facility using the latest diagnostic equipment to guarantee your auto repair is performed correctly while maintaining your manufacturer's warranty. High-quality auto repair at a fair price. 1010 Auto proudly supports your Middle Creek Mustangs. And so the Fuquay is going to have a run up the middle. It's going to have a run. It's going to pick up about 4 in that play. That's going to make up about a second and 6 for Fuquay from the 48. From their own 48. And we're going to have a false start here for Fuquay. That's going to push them back 5 yards. So that's going to push them back to the 43-yard line. The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, Fritz Orthodontics, to join us tonight, and we thank Dr. Kristen Fritz for supporting the Middle Creek supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs athletes. At Fritz Orthodontics, we create smiles for the entire family. Thanks again to Fritz Orthodontics. So it's going to be a 3rd and 11 from the second and 11. No, 3rd and 11 from the 43-yard line. No, 2nd and 11 from the 43-yard line of Fuquay. Handoff goes to Honeycutt. So that was a Townshed on the carry there. So that's going to be a pickup of about 6. So that's going to get him. It's going to make up about a 3rd and 5. That was a pickup about 5. So it's going to make up about that was a pickup of 4 there. So that's going to make up a 3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line of Fuquay. As the student and parents are getting loud. Now the students are getting loud. Canada sets back the pass, and he just overthrows some intended receiver, Billy Mays. So that's going to bring up 4th and 7 from Middle Creek 4th and 7 for Fuquay from its own 47-yard line. So Kyle Mott onto punt for the Bengals. Jordan Mitchell back to receive. We have 1:44 left in the third quarter. And we're going to have a encroachment on Middle Creek, so that's going to move the ball up to the 42-yard line. So that makes it 4th and 2. And Fuquay still appears to be punting, which I would assume they would go in this situation. They would have gone for it. I think this is going to be a fake here. And this is going to be a false start for Fuquay, so that's going to push them back to the 47-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th and 7 again. So back to where they were before the encroachment on Middle Creek. Watch the fake. As the punt is up, and Jordan Mitchell is going to go out of bounds at the. It's going to go out of bounds at the Middle Creek 31. James River Equipment is your full service John Deere construction and forestry equipment dealer. Our factory trained technicians and parts personnel are ready to help you with all your John Deere equipment needs. We have convenient locations throughout North Carolina and Virginia. James River Equipment proudly supports your Middle Creek Mustangs. As handoff goes to Jones, just swoop to Jones, and he's going to pick up a first down. He's going to be down at the 41-yard Middle Creek 41-yard line, so that's going to bring up first down. Ely looking sideline for the play. Two receivers set to each side. Jones to his right. Oh, low snap. Quick handoff to Jones. Jones avoids the tackle, cuts back upfield. Great job there by DeAndre Jones to only lose a yard on that play, as he could have easily been tackled back at the 35, but he made number 2 DJ McClain for Fuquay miss. So this will bring up 2nd and 11 from the 39-yard line. Quick high pass to number 9, Kyle Woodard. So it's going to make up 3rd and 11 from the Middle Creek 39-yard line. 39-yard line. Jones motions to Ely's left. Ely steps back. Looks, scrambles to his right. Looks, takes off. He just dives for the first down and gets it. He just dives between number 56. He just dives between number 56. He just dives between number 56 and number 57 and number 55, Jack Stokes and Shane Wilson. So that's going to be a first down at the 50. Fake handoff to Jones. High pass to Brandon Wilson. He corrals it, but he trips on his own feet and slips backwards, but he was able to hold on to the ball. And that's going to be a gain. That's going to be pick up about 6 to the to the Fuquay 43-yard line. So that's going to be 2nd, and that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter with the score tied at 14. So before we go to break, we're gonna go down a quick sideline report real quick to Caroline.
Thanks, Adam. So we started the 3rd quarter really well, and looks like we're gonna start the 4th quarter really well too. Right now we have possession, and we will keep possession starting the 4th quarter. And yeah, it looks like we're doing strong after that halftime. We started immediately really strong in the 3rd quarter with throwing the tie, but of course Fuquay came back and tied us up again. Hopefully we can throw that tie again. I have faith in the Mustangs. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks, Caitlin. Before we go to break, I want to tell you about our pony sponsor of the night. The NC State Fair starts in 6 days. Learn about the state's agriculture, catch one of the many musical shows, and enjoy the very best of the state's food vendors. Come for the tradition, come for the food. Tonight, if you follow our corporate sponsors on Twitter, MCHS_sponsors, and tweet #NC State Fair, you will be entered for a chance to win 4 free entry tickets to the State Fair. And with that, that's going to bring us to the start of the 4th quarter, with Middle Creek starting at the Fuquay 43-yard line. So 2nd and 4 from the 43-yard line. And Ely, fake handoff to Jones. Ely takes it up the middle, and he is tackled after a gain of about one. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the No, correction, that's going to be a 3rd and 3 from the 42-yard line. No, 3rd and 4 from the 43-yard line with a minute 11:40 to go in this game. As handoff goes, oh no, Ely takes it up the middle, and he is tripped up. He's tripped up by number 4. He's tripped up by number 4. He's tripped up by number 4, David Honeycutt. Middle Creek with one receiver to Ely's left, 2 to his right, Jones to his left. Motions, Rasheed Martin in motion. Martin gets it on the motion play, and Martin's going to be knocked out of bounds. It's going to be knocked out of bounds after a gain of, after a gain of about 1. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 9. That's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the Middle Creek 34-yard line. Correction, from the Fuquay 34-yard line. Ely steps back, looks, fires, has Jordan Mitchell over the middle. Jordan Mitchell tries to move. Jordan Mitchell's chased out of bounds by number 17 by Dylan Gaddy and Hunter Simo. And that's going to be a pickup of about. So that's going to bring up about 3rd and 5 from the 30-yard line. So Middle Creek needs to get to the Fuquay 25 for a 1st down. Middle Creek is so far it's converted on all its 3rd downs on this drive. Handoff goes to handoff goes to. There's going to be multiple flags thrown here. Handoff goes to Jones, so there's 2 flags thrown in the 2 flags thrown. We'll see who it's on. See who it's against. Fuquay players are clapping, so I believe it's going to be against Middle Creek. As it's going to be on Middle Creek. It's going to be a hold on number 21, Jordan Mitchell. And that penalty is going to be declined, so Middle Creek have a 4th down. So that will push Middle Creek back to the. So Middle Creek will start at the. Will now have the ball at the 35-yard line. Middle Creek is going for it here. Middle Creek is going to take a timeout to discuss it. So with the score tied at 14, or with 10:15 to go in the game, we'll be right back with the sports block. With 10:15 to go in the 4th quarter, tied at 14. We apologize. We've had some technical difficulties in the 2nd half, so we thank you for bearing in there with us as you're following a great game here between 2 traditional rivals that always seem to produce great games. Ely scrambles to his right. Ely slips. He avoids 2 tackles. He just throws the ball down, and it's going to be caught by. Wow! It's going to be caught. It's going to be. Jordan Mitchell, that pass was going to be intercepted. Jordan Mitchell just comes out of nowhere and goes up and just catches that pass. So that's going to give Middle Creek a 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Wow. Jordan Mitchell, have yourself a game. And handoff goes up the middle to Jones, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. So that's coming up 2nd and 1. So that's coming up 2nd and goal from the 1-yard line. With 9:45 to go in the game. 2 receivers to each side. Handoff. Ely takes it up the middle, and he's going to run at the middle, and he's going to be, and they're going to say he's down at the 1-yard line. So that's going to bring up a third. It's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. From the 1-yard line with 9:20 to go in the game. Big moment in this game here. Big moment. So, Fuquay subs. Jones is in the slot. No correction. Handoff goes to no. Ely takes it up the middle, and he's going to be in for a touchdown. And that's going to make the score 20-14 Middle Creek with 8:48 left pending the extra point. Big 3rd down conversion there from Middle Creek to convert for a touchdown. Big 3rd down conversion. Big 3rd down conversion there. Kirkland on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is no good, but there is a flag on the play. It's going to be offsides. It's going to be encroachment on Fuquay, so Middle Creek's going to have a little bit, about a yard short of an extra point here to try to make the score 21-14 with 8:48 left in the game. And that kick is good. So with 8:48 left in the game, the score is Middle Creek 21, Fuquay 14. The Middle Creek Stampede Club would like to thank all of our corporate sponsors for supporting the Middle Creek High School student athletes. The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, the 1010 Auto Repair, to join us tonight as the Middle Creek Mustangs take on the Fuquay Bengals. Thank you, Jerry and Elise, for supporting our Mustang athletes. 1010 Auto Service in Apex is family-owned and operated auto repair facility using the latest diagnostic equipment to guarantee your auto repair is performed correctly while maintaining your manufacturer's warranty. High-quality auto repair at a fair price. 1010 Auto proudly supports your Middle Creek Mustangs. Thank you again, the 1010 Auto Service. As Hunter Holmes gets ready to kick this off, as Tyrese Davis and Townshend are back deep to receive the kick. Yeah. Back to see the kick. And the kick is up. It's going to be fielded by Townsend. Townsend is going to be, he breaks out of one tackle. He's going to be tackled at the, it appears they're going to spot him down at the Fuquay 26-yard line. The Stampede Club has invited our other forward sponsor, Fritz Orthodontics, to join us tonight, and we thank Dr. Kristen Fritz for supporting the Middle Creek Mustang athletes. At Fritz Orthodontics, we create smiles for the entire family. Thank you again, the Fritz Orthodontics. And Canada sets back the pass, and this is going to be deflected by Rasheed Martin, and they're going to call pass interference on Rasheed Martin. It appears they're going to call pass interference on Rasheed Martin here. That's what the flag looks like for turning around and going up for the ball. It's going to be offensive pass interference. It's going to be offensive pass interference. So this is going to be this is going to push Fuquay back and it's going to Fuquay a 1st and 25. 30-25, that's big. I believe the receiver went up to try to, those pass interferences, the receiver tried to prevent Rasheed Martin from getting his 3rd pick of the year. Or the question, getting his 2nd pick of the year. So that's going to back Fuquay all the way up to its 12-yard line. So 1st and 25 from the Fuquay 12. 8:35 to go in the game. Middle Creek up by 7. And Canada steps back to pass again, and he's leveled as he throws the pass. As it passes too far in front of the intended receiver, Kyle Mott, the leading receiver for the Bengals. First time tonight, Fuquay has dropped back in 2 straight plays. And I would think of this long of a, second down, they would drop back again. As he splits number 6, Tyrese Townsend, and number 30, Matthew Lyons out to the left, out to his right, and he's going to be tackled. And the handoff's going to it's going to be QB keeper by Canada, who's going to get a gain of about 4 on the play. So that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 21 from the 19-yard line, with just under 8 minutes to go in the game. And we're gonna have a timeout by Fuquay. So with Middle Creek leading 21-14 with 7 minutes 54 seconds to go in the game, we're gonna take a welcome back to the Sportsplex as we're back after a quick Fuquay timeout with 7:54 left in the game. Middle Creek leading 21-14 as Fuquay has a 3rd and 19 from its own 18. And we're going to have a timeout by Middle Creek. So with 7:54 to go in the game, Middle Creek leads 21-14. You're watching the Sports Block. Back after a Middle Creek timeout, with Middle Creek leading 21-14 with 7:54 to go in the game. Fuquay has a 3rd and 19 from its own 18. Canada drops back to pass, and it's going to be, almost caught by Tyrese Davis, but he was just a little too outside for him with number 12. Darnell Jones on coverage, so Jordan Mitchell's going to trot out to receive the punt as Kyle Mott's going to come on for Fuquay to attempt to punt it away. And Middle Creek needs to be aware of a fake punt. This would be a good time to fake punt because you would not expect it. Oh, this is going to be a short punt. It's going to be a short punt. It's going to be a short punt. It's going to be down. Oh, it's better than it appeared. And it's going to end at the 49-yard line of Middle Creek. And James Wither Equipment is your full-service John Deere construction and forestry equipment dealer. Our factory-trained technicians and parts personnel are ready to help you with all your John Deere equipment needs. We have convenient locations throughout North Carolina and Virginia. James River Equipment proudly supports your Middle Creek Mustangs. Thanks again to James River Equipment Company. As Middle Creek will start its drive at the 49-yard line. Handoff goes to Joe. No, Ely keeps it up the middle for a gain of I'm gonna give him about a gain of 3, so it's gonna be about a 2nd and 7 coming up here from the Fuquay 47. Two backs in the backfield. Hand off to Jones. And Jones is swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. So that's going to be a pickup for that's going to be a no-yard gain there. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line with 6:51 to go in the game. The Stampede Club is proud to announce our newest Colt sponsor, Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts with Dick's. Thank you for supporting the Middle Creek Athletics. Thank you again to Dick's Sporting Goods. Handoff goes to Jones. No, pitch. Fake handoff to Jones, and then pitch over the rider who was not able to corral the pitch, so he dropped it. As we're going to take a quick injury timeout as we have an injured Fuquay player with 6:19 to go in the game. Middle Creek leads 24-14. You're watching the Sports Block. So he just got wind knocked out of him, as that was a short injury delay. As Rasheed Martin's on the punt for the Mustangs. And that punt is going to roll out of bounds at the, looks like 19-yard line. So Middle Creek's going to start, Fuquay is going to start its possession at the 19-yard line. The NC State Fair starts in 6 days. Learn about the state's agriculture, catch one of the many musical shows, and enjoy the very best of the state foods vendors. Come for the tradition, come for the food tonight. If you follow your corporate sponsors on Twitter at MCHS_sponsors and tweet hashtag NC State Fair, you'll be entered for a chance to win 4 free entry tickets to the state fair. As Fuquay lines up with 2 receivers to Canada's left. Handoff goes to, keeper by Canada. Canada's going to be knocked down. It's going to be knocked out of bounds just short of the first down. So that's going to be a pickup of about 8 there. Pick up about 8. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 2 from the Fuquay 27-yard line. 27-yard line. With 5:43 to go in the game. What's the clock not running? And that was going to be That's going to be a handoff went to, so that's going to be, Fuquay's going to lose about 1 on that. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. So, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line. And that's going to be a we're gonna have a penalty here. Oh, we're gonna have an illegal procedure on Fuquay, so that's gonna push them back 5 yards. So that's gonna give them a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 from the 20. The ball's gonna be spotted. Yeah, so the ball's going to be spotted on the 27, the 22. And it's going to be a quick screen pass over to Tyrese Davis, but there is a flag on the play. And it's going to be another illegal procedure on the Bengals, so that's going to push them back another 5 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 from the 17-yard line. With 4:44 to go in the game. Fuquay has definitely hurt itself here on this drive. If they don't convert, if they don't get a first down, definitely on the last 2 penalties, getting 2 illegal procedures in a row, to push them back 10 yards when they had a manageable 3rd and 2. Now they have a 3rd and 12, which completely changes the play call. And we're going to have a delay of game on Fuquay, so that's going to push them back another 5 yards. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 17 from the 12-yard line. So Fuquay in the last 3 plays has pushed itself back 15 yards for 3 different penalties, 2 illegal procedures, and a delay of game penalty. With 4:13 to go. Yeah, if Fuquay goes on to lose this game, the story is going to be that they just shot themselves in the foot with 15 yards and penalties in 3 plays when they had an easy 3rd and 2. As Canada steps back, and it's going to be too far out in front of Mott, so that's going to bring up a 4th and 17 as Mott's going to attempt the punt. He's going to come on to kick it away. As Jordan Mitchell is back deep to receive for the Mustangs, as he's actually standing in Fuquay territory inside the 45-yard line. So Middle Creek should get good starting field position here. As the referees are having a little bit of a conference here, as there is a flag on the far side of the field. And we're gonna have a sideline warning on Fuquay. Fuquay is not doing itself any favors here of late. And that's going to push him back half the distance to the goal. So now Mott's going to go from punting just outside his end zone, from punting in the back of his end zone. Fuquay has done itself no favors over the last couple of plays. So now Jordan Mitchell standing inside the 40, so should he catch this fairly and attempt a return, Middle Creek should get pretty good field position to start this drive. And with 3:52 to go, Middle Creek can get another score. That might be the dagger in the game, might be the dagger for Fuquay, but there's still plenty of time and a lot of football left to play, especially between these two teams. We're going to have I believe somebody for Fuquay was ejected, so I'm not really sure who got ejected. I believe it was I will get that. I will get the ejection for you in a second. As this is a bad punt, as Jordan Mitchell fields it, and he's going to be taken down. He's going to be taken down at the. Looks appears to be. He's going to be marked down at the 25-yard line. So I believe. So now Middle Creek starts this drive at the 27-yard line. Ely hands off to Jones. Jones up the middle, up to the off towards through the left side. So that's when you have 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard pickup from the 23-yard line with 3:20 to go in the game. 3:20 left to go in the game. Middle Creek in no hurry here. Middle Creek in absolutely no hurry here. They're going to snap it with the game clock under 3 minutes to go. Ely fakes the handoff to Jones. Ely's going to take it, and he's going to be taken down. He's going to be stuffed after a loss of 1 with 2 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the game. We're going to have a timeout here by Fuquay. So with 2:39 to go in the game, Middle Creek leads 21-14. We'll be right back on the Sports Block. And welcome back to Sports Block as we're back after a Fuquay timeout with Middle Creek leading 24-14 with 2:47 to go. Ely steps back, throws a fade to intended receiver DeAndre Jones, but it's incomplete. So we're going to have this is going to make up a 3rd and 6 here for Middle Creek. There is a flag, and Middle Creek seems to think it's on Fuquay, or some players seem to. And it's going to be on Fuquay, so Middle Creek. It's going to be on Fuquay. So it's going to move the middle. This is going to move the Mustang up to the 10-yard line. No, to the 11-yard line with 2:42 to go in the game. A touchdown here would most likely seal the victory for Middle Creek here. As two receivers to each of the side. Jones to his right. Ely, hands off to Martin. No, Ely takes it up the middle. Oh no, and he just keeps dragging defenders. That's why they call him the Moose, because he can't take him down easily. So Middle Creek is going to have a 2nd and about 3 from the 4-yard line, needing to get to the 1-yard line for a first down. So, clock's just ticking down. Middle Creek's not going to snap it until it's under 2 minutes to go in the game. And off the Jones, up the middle, a push, and this is going to be a Middle Creek touchdown. That's going to make the score 27-14. Middle Creek with 1:55 to go in the game. That might be that might have been Fuquay's dagger right there, as Fuquay has not been a passing team all year, and now they need to score 2 touchdowns. Well, pending the extra point, at least 2 touchdowns to tie or take the lead in 1:55, along with getting an onside kick and the kick is up and it is good. As we start to see a little bit of an exodus on the Fuquay side, but nonetheless still got plenty of time for crazy stuff to happen. So, with 1:55 to go, Middle Creek's up 28-14. The Stampede Club has invited our thoroughbred sponsor, Fritz Orthodontics, to join us tonight. And we thank Dr. Kristen Fritz for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs athletes. At Fritz Orthodontics, we create similar smiles for the entire family. Thank you again to Fritz Orthodontics. The Stampede Club is proud to announce our newest Colt sponsor, Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's Sporting Goods. Thank you for supporting the Middle Creek athletes. Thank you again to Dick's Sports. As Hunter Holmes is on to kick it away for Middle Creek, as Townshend and Davis are back deep for the Bengals. And the kick is off, and it's fielded by Townshend. Townshend bursts through a couple tackles, and he's going to get to the 31-yard line. He's going to get to the 31-yard line. This is big moment. No, correction. We have a new quarterback. We have a new quarterback in the game is Morrison for Fuquay. Morrison is the junior, so most likely will be the quarterback next year for Fuquay. He's 6'2" compared to 6'1" for Canada. 147 compared to 180. I guess they just don't have much faith in Canada's ability to get it down the field, or Morrison must have a bigger arm, which is what I would assume, as Martin spreads out to the right. As Morgan goes in motion, Morrison steps back, chased, and it's going to be, he's just going to throw it at the feet of Morgan. He was being chased there by number 59, Ozza Beasley, the sophomore defensive end. Put pressure on the quarterback right from the beginning. So with 1:37 to go, Middle Creek leads 28 to 14. Fuquay has a 3rd and 10 from its own 37. Morrison sets back, throws, and it's going to be too high for his intended receiver, number 80, Zaquan Houston Chesson, long name to say. So that's going to make it by 4 for 10 from the 37-yard line with a minute 33 to go in the game. Middle Creek up by 14. Fuquay splits out Tyrese Davis and JC Epp to the right. Mott and it's gonna be picked off by number 1 Rashid Martin. And we're gonna have a flag on number 80 Zaquan Houston Chesson for Fuquay. I believe he said he kind of got a little pushy with Rashid Martin after the interception, and then kind of said something to the ref. So that's going to be 15 extra yards for Middle Creek. So Middle Creek will proceed to, barring a crazy play like a fumble, Middle Creek will proceed to run out the clock. Oh no, correction. It's I think they're gonna call this on Rashid Martin, I think. I'm gonna call it on number 13 for Rashid Martin. So, correction, they actually called it on Rashid Martin. And it appears that some of the Fuquay players have accepted defeat as they're kind of shaking hands and giving the post-game handshakes already to some of the Middle Creek players. So, sideline warning on Middle Creek, first down. So Middle Creek will proceed to run out this clock. This is Middle Creek's next home game will be in 4 weeks against Garner for senior night, as Middle Creek in the next 3 weeks will travel to Holly Springs, Apex, who is playing at Green Level, and Apex Friendship, and will close out the home season 4 weeks from today against Garner for senior night. So that will be our next football broadcast, but stay tuned in the coming weeks for other sports broadcasts as Middle Creek is proceeding to just run out the clock. So the big story of this game was more like kind of both teams battled, and in the end, Middle Creek kind of took advantage of Fuquay, just kind of big play, just kind of in the end. Middle Creek took advantage of Fuquay. Well, Fuquay scored first, and then Middle Creek scored late in the first half and scored on its opening drive of the second half to make it 14-7, and Fuquay tied it up. And then kind of Middle Creek took advantage of Fuquay just kind of killing itself with a couple of 15-plus yards and penalties in the span of 4 plays to give Middle Creek great field position to score a touchdown, and then scored on a 4th down conversion. So your final score is 28-14 Middle Creek. Middle Creek will improve to 5-2, 1-0 in conference play, and Fuquay will drop to 5-2, 0-1 in conference play. So, with the final score being 28-14, I'd like to say one last thank you to all of our sponsors, and you're watching the Sports Block. Thank you for tuning in.